out in the beautiful Eastern Goldfields of Western Australia. And just like to start by saying thank you to everybody that's commenting on the videos. I love reading the comments because it does help the channel. So give me a like, a thumbs up, and chuck a comment on there. And thank you to all the subscribers, especially the new subscribers, and please, subscribe to the channel as well. So I'm up here for a little over a week, and we'll be getting onto some absolutely fantastic ground, and I think there will be some absolutely stunning finds coming up, so stick around, and wait for the end when we'll have the wrap up, where you'll be able to see everything cleaned up as well. And speaking of cleaning up, I will be doing a cleanup video of how I actually clean up my finds. So keep an eye on the channel, because that will be coming up after I post this particular video. But as always, hope you sit back and enjoy it, and I'll see you on the first dig. Okay, it's late afternoon on day one, and I'm just having a little poke around one of my little favourite areas before I give it away. It's what's time now, 3 o'clock, and I hit the road this morning at 3:15 in the morning, so it's been a fairly long day. But this was a surface find. This is the first thing worth actually filming, but I haven't done a lot of detecting because I've been travelling a fair bit today. Okay, it's definitely a dog registration, but it's got a lot of that crust on it's from the lime. It forms a crust on the dog tag, but when you actually soak it in CLR, that'll come off. But you've got to be very careful, because it can ruin the tag if you do it too long. Okay, what's the date? 1924-1925, just coming through. Leonora Malcolm, number 53, Rhodes board. So yeah, it's a dog license tag, definitely, and the first one for the trip. So on the board, day one. I don't mind that at all. Excellent. I'll continue on. I'll see you on the next dig. Well, it's a morning of day number 2 on the trip, and I'm sort of flitting between towns and having a look at a couple of spots in between. You can see my car over there in the background, and just over here, you'll be able to, if I zoom in, you can just see the bricks on the ground there. This is an old house site. But I think it's too old. I haven't been getting many high signals around it at all, but down here I've got a very interesting tone. So it's giving me a nice consistent 29-30. And oh, sorry, I'm just going to get my pick to land on, because there are so many prickles down here, and it wasn't very deep. If you look down the hole, I've knocked it out, and it looks like a coin. Okay, I think that is a very, very worn shilling. It's definitely silver. Everyone's going to hate me for robbing it, but anyway, when you find them out here. Okay, that's George III, I think. Very worn. She's pretty old, definitely. I'll try and clean it up a little bit better and see if I can get any detail. If I can, I'll come back to you. But I'm thinking at this stage it's either Edward the 7th. Sorry, Edward. I think Edward the 4th, isn't it? Or George III. Just, if you get it on the right angle, you can see the King's Head there, facing left. So let me give it a quick clean and let's have a look at it. But if you look down, if I can zoom in, you can just see at the bottom of the coin there, it looks like 90. So date on this side, I would say it's not as early as I thought. I would possibly 1890, because when you flip it over, with the lights the right way, you can just make out, if I get the head the right way, you can just make out Victoria facing left. So I would say that's an 1890 shilling, Queen Victoria. Okay, I'll continue on. I'll see you on the next dig. Down here, I'll flip this out of the ash. I saw it sitting up there. That little bit there was poking out. It's definitely a buckle, but I don't think it's silver. It just doesn't feel heavy enough. I think it's just silver plated, to be honest. Let me give it a quick brush and I'll come back and have a look at it. Yeah, it's definitely a nice old buckle, and I think it's silver plated brass. And trying to get some sun. Where's my sun? Over there. Okay, so it's a lot of silvering on this side. It's hard to see in this light. You can see a little bit more on the back there, but it's intact. So yeah, it'll clean up nicely, I think. So yeah, we'll clean this one up and you'll see it in the wrap up. But cool little find. I'll continue on, see you on the next dig. Well, just in this little area here, I'm getting quite a few nice targets, and down here's another lovely surface find. You can see that there. I'll zoom in on it. It's in beautiful condition by the looks. I'll pick it up. It's oh, okay, it's Coronation Medallion. Let me put my glasses on so I can read it. I thought it was the one that I've dug quite often, which is the King George the Edward VII, but this is something different. Let me chuck my glasses on so I can read it, and we'll have a closer look. Back in a tick. Okay, this is definitely something I have not dug before, and I hope you can see it there, but it's for the opening of the first Parliament in Melbourne, and I think it was 1901 is the date down the bottom corner there, 1901. And on the back is Queen Victoria and King Edward VII. So I have not dug this medallion before, and it's beautiful condition. Still got all its gold gilt on, so I'm going to be very, very careful cleaning this, because I want to keep all that gold gilt on there. So I'm just going to use water, but you'll see this one in the wrap up. So yeah, excellent little find. I'll continue on, and I'll see you in the next dig. This is one of these little patches where you've got to dig every signal, because I've got a pocket full of brass here. This has all come out from this little area here, and it's not very big at all. Nothing much to indicate that there was ever a dump here. I'd say it's just the back of a house side, but you know, this is why you got to dig every signal. Just there a bit of brass, just there a bit of brass, and just here this pops out, and it's silver, and it's back of a pocket watch case, and you can see the hallmarks on the back there, the 3 hallmarks, British hallmarks, indicating that is a silver pocket watch. So I will be able to on the other side, see if there's any design on it. It looks pretty blank on that side, pretty boring, but it's still silver. So I'll be able to date this definitely, and I'll clean it up and you'll see it in the wrap up. Alright, hopefully there's a doggy amongst here somewhere. See you on the next dig. Okay, been doing a lot of walking this morning, but I'm actually coming into this area. Last time I was here I ran the Manticore through here, but there's a lot of dray loads and a lot of glass, so I'm getting more targets with the 6-inch coil, because it tends to bit better target separation. But a little surface find here, little silver threepence sitting on the surface. It's not overly old, 1943 threepence. There's our King George VI on the back. Yeah, surface find. Nice one. That'll clean up nice. It is sterling silver, being 43, because they were silver up to 1944. So after that, they're 50%. Excellent. All right, I'll continue on. See you on the next dig. Well, I'm still walking up and down this creek system here. Only problem is with the Equinox, it doesn't really like the laterite too much. So tends to get a bit chirpy, so you got to go slowly. Here I got a washer came out, brass, very high tone. Same thing in this hole, high tone, but look what's come out. Look what's come out. Oh, you ripper. You ripper. It's a snake buckle, and it looks to be a beautiful condition too. Let's give it a bit of a rub and the fingers. All this stuff should come off. Oh, that's a nice one. Look at that. Yep, That's an early one, that one. Beautiful condition snake buckle. Double-sided. So the pattern is on both sides there. And it's got the traditional, you know, the proper snake skin. Looks like almost a duck's head. And you know it's a nice early one because the loop there that goes around the head is soldered halfway between the main buckle part. So you know it's a nice early one. And also another dead giveaway is the thickness of the snake. When you see them nice and thick like that, you know it's an early snake buckle. That's an absolute beauty. All right, I will continue on. I'll just have a look around here and see if I can find the other part to it, but I'll see you on the next dig. Well, the snake buckle came out from just over there. You can see my holes there where I filled them in, and also a bit of lead came out. And now down here, quite a little deep tone. Sketchy though. The Equinox is sort of having difficulty punching through this soil, but it's getting there. And it was a repeatable target, so I dug it, and this has come out, and it's a penny. And you can see there, very, very worn, 1863. Nice early one. And on the back there, very worn Victoria, young hen Victoria on there, will be. So, very difficult to see, very worn on that side. If you get it in the right light, you can just see her profile facing to the left. Yeah, but lovely coin, 1863. Dates our snake buckle. Spot on. That's what it should be. Okay, I'll continue on. See you on the next dig. Well, I've moved again. I was actually having fun in that last spot. I'll go back there again. I've got plenty of time. So, I was by the end of it, I'd wandered quite a way away from the car, so I had quite a trek back. Anyway, playing around in this little tip area here, and I've got a lovely little tone, and look what's popped out. I think the drought is broken. Yes, it has. You beauty. It is. Hey, let's see if we can get some light. Hopefully you can see that. Dog registration, Western Australia, 1910. It's 1910. Where is she from? Oh, this is actually a good one. This is a good one. Leonora Municipality, number 98. That's good. Nice one. Leonora Municipality, 98. This is going to clean up beautifully. Look at it, just comes off with a rub. There we go. It's in focus now. Very, very nice. And on this side you can see the date there, 1910. Dog registration, Western Australia. This had a steel loop through it. And steel's rusted away, or you're left with this little tag on the end. But yes, back on the board with the doggies, you beauty. All right, I'll continue on. See you in the next dig. All right. Come back out to an area I was at last year, and having a bit of more of a poke around. It's definitely worth it. I didn't spend a lot of time out here last time, and I've got the Equinox 800 small coil. And out of this scrape here, it was a sketchy tone, but I'm digging everything. Look what's come out, you beauty. You beauty. Look at that. That's a horse and cart registration plate. MMRB. Mount Margaret Rhodes Board, 1919. And you might say, well, how do I know it's Mount Margaret? Because the area I am in, is under Mount Margaret's Rhodes Board during that time. It's a brass plate and it's pressed. You can see there, and would have been 2 mounting holes. I'll go nice and close. Number 48 is the registration. Ripper. Cart plate already. Okay, first one for the trip. I'll see you on the next dig. Okay, not 3 minutes ago, that's where I got the other cart plate, just there. That's where that dig. Got another big scratchy tone down here, consistent. And look at this. Oh, it's another one. Okay, it's definitely Mount Margaret's. A little bit dinged up. I don't think I did that. No fresh pick mark in it. But let me just give this a bit of a brush. and we'll come back and have a bit of a look at it. But yeah, cart plate number 2, back in bin. Okay, giving it a bit of a bush clean, and you can see on there MMRB 1910 number 60. Same again, Mount Margaret's Road Board 1910 number 60. Horse and cart registration plate, pressed brass. It's a bit bent. I'm not even going to try and straighten this here in the field. I'm going to leave it as is because it will take some very, very careful straightening so that the plate doesn't crack in half. But yes, another horse and cart registration plate, you beauty. See you in the next dig. Okay, he's on a roll. Cart plate number 1, cart plate number 2. Look at this here. Very jumbled signals here, a lot of iron crap on the ground here. You've got to just dig it if it sounds half decent. This is in very, very bad condition, this one. It's another horse and cart registration plate completely folded over. Look at that. Now, I didn't crack that or I didn't fold it over, so definitely horse and cart plate. But yes, I'll clean it up later. And yeah, we'll see it in the roundup. Hopefully I can straighten it out. But another horse and cart registration plate. All right, cool. I'll continue on. See you on the next dig. Absolutely beautiful day for detecting. Really is. Cars are through there. And yeah, still going along with the Equinox, the 800. Slow. But when I actually got the signal for this one, I actually saw the top of it sticking out of the ground. And I just carefully levered it back because I didn't want to put the pick through it because it was lying like that. So you can see this part here was out of the ground. And I just flicked it back with my finger like this. So it's another horse and cart registration plate. So yeah, I'd say it's another Mount Margaret's, but I think it's a 1913. Let me give it a quick brush and I'll be back to you shortly and we'll have a look at it. Yeah, it cleaned up beautifully, which I thought it would. It's a definitely Mount Margaret Road Board, 1913, number 145. Horse and cart registration plate, pressed brass, or pressed, made out of brass. Very, very nice plate. It'll clean up beautifully and it'll straighten beautifully too. Just a little bit of a bend in it, but absolutely magnificent plate. Okay, I'll continue on. See you on the next dig. All right, I'm on the same mound where I dug that cart plate. On that surface, I'm getting a little bit of brass around here, so whenever I get brass targets, I really slow down. And nice little deep target there, and this has come out, and it's a dog registration, and I'm hoping it's from this area. I really am. She's pretty crusty though, if you have a look at that, considering how that plate came out. But mind you, this has been right down in the ash, so there would have been a lot of lime and stuff in there which has attacked the tag. So let me give this a bit quick brush and we can see where it's from. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, giving it a bush clean as best I can out here. But because it's so crusted, it's going to take a fair bit of cleaning to get this one cleaned up. But I will do a cleanup video at the end, which I'll post separately. But I think from the size, I'm pretty sure this is a 1916. All right, but on the back you can make out the number of 89. And just if you have a look there, it is definitely Mount Margaret. So it is definitely a Mount Margaret Roads Board tag. And this is the first one I've dug. So I am pretty damn stoked right now, I can tell you. All right, guys, I'll continue on. I'm so happy I got a tag out of this place. And I'll see you on the next dig. Well, we got rained off the spot this morning. The wind's come up. It's been raining and sun. I only just got out here about 3 o'clock. I've been on here for about an hour, and some bottle diggers have been in here and they've churned up all this ground for me, which is absolutely fantastic. Thanks very much, guys, because you uncover all the stuff that I really need to find. So down here, had a little signal and what's come out. I think it's a 1906 dog license. She's pretty thin and pretty crusty, but let me give it a quick clean and I'll be back to you in a moment. Alright, and this lovely afternoon light as the sun is setting, we can see Leonora number 82, 1906. Awesome little tag. I've already dug this date. I do have a couple of specimens in my collection, so this will be up for trade. But awesome find. I'll keep going around here and see what else I can find. See you on the next dig. Oh, it was a cold morning this morning. Got up 2 degrees. Come out to the area where got the cart plates and give it another go. You know, still digging plenty of targets. There's lots out here to do. Really love this place actually. Really starting to enjoy it once you get the hang of what you've got to do with this thing. But anyway, the Equinox is performing faultlessly, I must say. Got a beautiful little tone there, and this has come out here, and I think we are on the board for the day. And I am hoping it's going to be in good condition. It looks to be in good condition. It's definitely a dog registration tag. Let's give this front a rub. It looks, it could be a 1910, but I'll give it more of a clean. Let's have a look where it's from. Come on, be a good one. Number 6. And I'm pretty sure it's Mount Margaret. If it is, I'll be pretty stoked. All right, let me give this a quick clean up, and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, just flip it over, get it in some sun. And you can see on this side there, just make out there 1910. Dog registration, Western Australia. Yeah, so it's a nice old one. And on this side here, Mount Margaret. Rhodes board number 6. Ooh, you beauty, you beauty. That is a nice tag. That is a nice tag. So I'm on the board for the day. Been here for a few hours already, but hey, I've been digging all sorts of a little bit interesting stuff and buckles, which you'll see in the roundup. So, oh, I am stoked with this one. You beauty. Okay, I'll continue on. See you the next dig. All right, working up away from where I got that 1910 tag. Hopefully getting into some older stuff, and I think I've found something absolutely stunning, and it's going to be making the trip. So down here, I've got the back of a brass plate, 2 holes. Oh, you freaking ripper. You ripper. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, it's a cast plate. Mount Margaret Road board, cast 1909. Geez, I'm just going to go off camera for a minute because I just need to get myself all sorted out, and I'll give it a bit of a brush, and I'm going to have a bit of a drink. So, yep, bear with me and I'll be back shortly. All right, so this has made the trip. Popped it on a little rock here so you can have a look. It's a horse-drawn vehicle registration plate, 1909, and Mount Margaret Rhodes board, number 89. Mount Margaret Rhodes board, number 89. Wow, that is an absolutely stunning find. It's cast brass, so it's nice and thick. And it survived all these years being out here. Pretty much sitting on the surface, but you know, with these sort of things, you've got to walk over them. You still got to find them. And this is not the easiest of ground to find things on. So, yes, you've got to have a bit of luck, but also a bit of persistence. Oh wow, that's just made my trip. Okay, I'm going to yeah, sit down for a little bit and have something to eat, and then I'll keep going, but I'll see you on the next dig. Yoo-hoo! Okay, been working my way back to the car actually. Going to start making my way back to home base. Maybe have a couple of hours detecting around there. So, but love a sunbaker. Love a sunbaker. Check this out, right on the surface here, right there. Mount Margaret Rhodes board, number 44. And what have we got? I think it's a 1919. Yep, beautiful. 1919. This one will clean up really, really nice. That's the way it's facing up. Hopefully that's come through. Nice and focused. Number 44, Mount Margaret Rhodes board. Another beautiful, beautiful tag for my collection. I am absolutely stoked for today. It's been fantastic. Actually, the last few days have been fantastic. Absolutely so worth coming out here and spending the time and working amongst this sign. Alright guys, I'll continue on. I'll see you on the next dig. Ooh. Well, it's unfortunately my last day. I've got to make my way back to Perth tomorrow. So come out again to the cart plate spot. And I walked quite a way away, and I'm making my way back to the car because I'm sort of running out of water, so I need to get some water and have something to eat. But coming across this little ash pile here, I've got a nice tone there. Look what's popped out. Oh, I've worked for this little sucker today. Look at this. That's a dog registration tag. Let me get it into the light. And it'll be a 1909. Very crusty on the back. So I'm going to have to give it a bit of a clean and a bit of a brush so we can see what it's from. Alright, so I'll just give it a quick brush and I'll be back to you shortly. Alright, give it a bit of a push clean. And you can see on the front there, dog registration, Western Australia. The swan symbol. And it is a 1909, as I thought. Beautiful pattern tag, one of my favourite patterns. And look at this one, she's a beauty. Number 4, Mount Margaret Roads Board. Mount Margaret Roads Board, number 4. Another tag from this location. Oh boy, you got to work hard for them, but they're here. And I'm absolutely stoked. It's going to be a great way to finish off the trip. Okay guys, I'll continue on, get back to the car, have something to eat, and I'll see you on the next dig. Well, drove back to near where I'm staying, and I've been having a bit of a play around here, and I picked up something really, really cool. Check this out. Now, I haven't seen this one before. It's a saddle badge. What I'll do is I'll give it a bit of a brush down, but it looks like a Macquarie Saddler Northern, so I haven't heard of this one before, but let me give it a brush and we'll see what sort of condition it's in. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay, let's have a bit of a look. Yep, this is a saddle badge. J. Macquarie Saddler Northern. Never heard of this one before, so that's a pretty cool find. Really, really nice. Very thin brass over lead. Would have had the fixings at the back here to go through the saddle. Oh, get rid of the fly. But cool little saddle badge. Excellent. All right, I'll continue on. Probably will be the last dig, but we'll see what happens. See you on the next dig. Well, welcome everybody to the wrap up. We'll go through all the finds from the trip. And now that I'm back home and everything's cleaned up. With the buttons, I did really, really well on the buttons. Got some very, very nice Maker's Mark buttons there as well. And they cleaned up nice. Some of them I had in the tumbler, and just some of them I've kept with their patina on them. With the silvers, the earliest one there is an 1858 threepence. You saw this one come out on camera, which was the shilling, the Vicky shilling, and that is actually dated 1880, looking under a loop. The coppers I'm not going to clean because most of them are in bad condition anyway, but the oldest one of those, same thing again, was on the camera, was the 1863. That's Vicky. So yeah, a nice little array of coins. I got this, which I couldn't work out what it was until I worked out that the words make the word sprocket, S-P-R-O-C-K-E-T. And this is actually an antique bike lock. Didn't know what it was. I put it into my pouch, into my finds bucket. And when I went through it yesterday, I found it. So excellent little find. It's quite an old bike lock. Silver. We had the pocket watch back, which was on camera, and there's also some other little pocket watch parts, plus this is a child's doll's silver foot, and there was a silver thimble and some pipe parts. This, I think it was a silver pencil at one point. Onto the buckles. Did well on buckles. You saw this one on camera. I'm not too sure how it is going to go as far as corrosion wise, so I'm going to keep an eye on this one. This one was on camera as well. Very, very nice buckle, great design on it, and it is intact, so that's going in the collection. And so are these other ones. Nice little Victorian buckle. That's part of a Martin's patent. Little brooch. Unfortunately, it's just brass, but it looks cool. Other buckles key. This is an old key, nice old Yale one. And you can see on there, the patent date's 1878 to 1880. So that's an old key. You saw this one on camera, which was the opening of the Federal Parliament. That was that surface find. Very, very nice. That's all I'm going to do to clean it up. Try anything else and all the gold gilt's going to come off because it is quite thin on those. You saw this one on camera as well, which was the Macquarie Settlers badge from Northam. Excellent find. Did get a little pair of cufflinks, an Aussie Croyle bell, still got the dinger intact, and it makes beautiful sound. Snake buckle you saw on camera. At that point I hadn't found this part, which I found later on in the day, but at a different site. So I've used it because it is exactly the same size, but the snake buckle came out really, really nice. Beautiful patina still on it. And it's cleaned up magnificent, and that'll go in my snake buckle collection. All right, starting with the plates. The two that came out that were in the worst condition. This one wasn't on camera, but it has obviously it's been in a fire, and it's covered in calcification. So I'm not going to probably clean that one or keep it. I've just got it there. This one was folded over, was on camera, but unfortunately the brake extended all the way down the side, and so once I looked under a loop, I've straightened it as best I can, and I will try and clean it very, very carefully, but that's going to take some time to do, so I haven't attempted that one as yet. You saw this one on camera, Mount Margaret Roads Board 1919, Mount Margaret's Roads Board 1913, Mount Margaret's Roads Board 1910, and of course the 1909 cast plate, which is absolutely stunning condition, and you would hope so, being a surface find. It came up beautiful. Absolutely stoked with that one. And of course the dog tags. So you had the Leonora number 82 1906. That's a 1910 Leonora Municipality. The 1924-25, which was really, really crusty. That is the Leonora Malcolm number 53. 1919, this was the surface find that you saw, Mount Margaret's Roads Board, cleaned up beautifully as well. That come up nice. The 1916, which was very, very crusty, but it's also very worn, but it is the same again, cleaned up beautifully. Mount Margaret's Roads Board. The 1910, this has been on a well-travelled dog. The edges of it are very, very worn, and so is the face and the back. Number 6, Mount Margaret's, and the 1909, which was the last tag I dug for the trip, which come up beautiful as well. Very, very nice detail, nice low number tag. All right, so that takes care of the wrap up, guys. It was an absolutely fantastic trip. Thank you very much for coming along and sticking with me. I will probably, hopefully, get another trip going in about 4 to 5 weeks' time. So keep an eye out for that, and also keep an eye out for the cleanup video that I show how I clean the finds. That will be coming out probably within the next week. Okay, guys, thank you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a comment, and most of all, subscribe. And as always, I'll see you on the next dig.